So what if the US federal government collapsed in 1936 just before World War II and left all 50 states to fend for themselves? Which ideologies would they choose from between democracy, fascism, and communism? And which neighbors would they go to war with? And that's the experiment we'll be trying out today inside of Hearts of Iron 4. Now, I've done something similar to this inside of Europa Universalis 4 with the Superstates mod, but this is so much more grand because obviously there's factions formed, there's more alliances, we get to see actual kind of naval and air combat. This is so much better in so many different aspects. So the way this mod works is randomly throughout the next maybe month or so, every state is going to change their ideological preference. So right now, everyone's going to lean towards Democratic. But as we go forward into this series, like I said, within the first 2 or 3 months, randomly each individual state will choose between the 3 different ideologies. Then we see factions start to form, and chaos ensues by the end of probably 1936. I don't think it's going to take too long. Usually a few months go by, and then just chaos everywhere, and it's going to be really hard to keep up. So I'm going to try my best to do that. And of course, we'll be doing predictions, so you can leave your pick for what state you think is going to win in the comment section down below. But before you do that, I'd advise waiting until the end of the video because we're going to get pretty far, and we'll be seeing a lot of things at the end of this video. So I'd say maybe watch till the end before you make your predictions, because I always feel bad for the people that kind of pick too early, and then something happens and their I don't know, their choice is destroyed by the end of it. Okay, so we're gonna go on speed 5 here, and we'll slowly see each state change their government type. Now, the awesome thing about this mod is that not only do we see just their government type change, or I guess change into socialist or fascist, but we'll see the names change. Kentucky Empire. So anything with empire means they went fascist. So Kentucky is the first state so far that decided to join fascism. Kansas as well. I see Kansas fascism. If they remain state, if state remains in their name, that means they will more than likely stay democratic. And this is the first war that always pops up because not only are we using the states, but all the U.S. territory. So Puerto Rico is an individual country in this mod, and so is this U.S. territory, formerly U.S. territory. Oh, and they went socialist. So New Panama went socialist, and of course, Panama wants to retain their former land, so they're going to try to, I don't know, take it back, I guess. We'll see. We'll see if that's successful. So, what happens, the chaos begins when, because it's always the socialist and fascist countries that just cause all the chaos. The democratic countries tend to try to keep everyone democratic, so they'll fight defensive wars, and then they'll try to change that state back to democracy, and then obviously slowly growing their factions. So right now, no one is going to be a part of any faction. It's going to take about a year or 2 before states start to, one, either join the Axis, the Allies, or the Comintern, which is kind of less likely. It's more likely that these states will form their own faction between allied neighbors and things like that. But you never know. I've done 3 tests so far. Things are drastically different every single time, which is really exciting. But I have seen a few states join the Axis, which makes things really interesting, especially if they're bordering Canada, because they are fighting the Allies when World War II breaks out. Okay, so let's start going around because it is February, so I'm sure. Oh, bam! We've got California. Socialist Republic of California. Now, I'm from California, so I'm going to be a little bit biased here. I'm going to be rooting for California, but we'll see how this goes. Something to keep in mind, we also have Arizona Socialist. Communist, I guess I should say. And what did your name change to? So the flags change and the names change, which I think is so awesome. Look at that Californian flag. How cool is that? That's really great. Okay, I'm actually going to view as California because I was viewing as the Nazis, and it'd be a little bit easier to observe as some of these socialist countries. So something to keep in mind is because these states have chosen the route of not democracy. I don't know if I could probably put that in a more intelligent way, but I'm not going to. These states all border Mexico. Mexico starts off neutral and no alliances. It's very likely, I think, that we'll see California and maybe Arizona too declare war on Mexico. So that is a big thing to keep in mind. The northern states don't necessarily go after Canada because Canada is a part of the Allies and they don't want to fight the the allies in the UK and things like that, because right now Canada is underneath the United Kingdom. So yeah, they're not going to want to do that. Montana went fascist. Idaho went fascist. Oregon stayed democratic. I just want to confirm that I'm right in my theory that if it says state, yeah, then I'm right there. So did Washington. Interesting. Nevada went socialist. Oh my gosh, look at this. So we have kind of a communist, we're going to have a communist faction out of the West. A Pacific Comintern, I guess you could say. What did you, desert? What is that name? Okay, so I guess the names can completely change. Utah just changed its name to, oh, and you're also communist. That is insane. How many people, I don't even know what that name is. Desserts? Oh, crack lord, you're just never gonna not make an appearance, are you? Okay, yeah. So lots and lots of communism. Communism has formed. There's small pockets of fascist states I see so far. How about New York? New York's a big one. Texas staying democratic is pretty big, especially because we've got three of the. No, actually, I'm sorry. They're both communist. Another thing that we need to keep in mind as before the wars break out, and again, the wars will break out and it's going to get chaos. I'm trying to keep everything calm right now because this is like the calm before the storm. I promise you, it gets insane, and you're going to be like, you're going to see me just like kind of short circuit my brain. So I don't know if I've been talking about this, but manpower and factories is really good. Two really good pieces of information to look into. So Texas is at 500,000 men with 29 factories. We've got, and again, because of their ideology choices will affect these numbers. California's at 500,000 with 33 factories. Dang. New York's at 1 million with 22 factories. But, you know, you never know who's making what divisions. I'm just saying it's something to kind of look out for because it will be something pretty exciting as we go a little bit further. So we've got South Carolina Socialist, North Carolina, and Georgia stayed Democratic, it looks like. Sunshine Republic, that's an awesome name for Florida. That's really cool. So in this version, we have a lot of communist countries popping up. A lot. And we have small pockets of fascism too. Okay, here's 3 countries, or I'm sorry, I should call them states, but they are their separate countries in this. Oh, there's a growing, there really needs to be a map mode for this. There really should be. I don't know why there's not. There's the faction map mode, but we can't confirm that. Yeah, in the heart of the US, there are tons of fascist countries. So that should be pretty exciting. Yeah, there's going to be something out of like Kansas, Missouri, all of these empires here, which will be fun. Let's check on Maine went fascist, which means, like I said, they won't declare war on Canada at first, but when World War II breaks out back in Europe, that's where things will get kind of fishy for some of the northern states that border Canada. And yes, I will try to like look back at like the old world and you know what's going on in traditional. This should play out almost exactly as the way World War II played out, but I don't know what kind of changes this will cause. But I have the AI with historical focus on, so this will probably, I'm hoping, kind of stay somewhat historical, and then this is what's going to cause most of the changes. So that should be pretty exciting. Okay, so it's June, which means we've got about, I think, 3 or maybe 6 months of peace. And then after that point, there will be no more peace. Like, just none. None at all. It's just going to be absolute chaos from that point on. I do want to continue to check in on, okay, yeah, so we've got California already mobilizing their military. 34 factories. I can't help but not, I just need to root for Wyoming sometimes. Wyoming is the smallest state in terms of population in the U.S., and they start off with 13,000 manpower. I would love for Wyoming to do good here. Like, that would be great. Hey, they got up another factory. That's good. There you go. Keep working hard. You got it. So, yeah, Alaska. I don't want to forget about Alaska. They went fascists, which means they could join the Axis, which they're actually in a bad spot to do that because they're sandwiched in between Canada and the Soviet Union. I don't know why you did that, Alaska. That might have been a bad idea. I don't know if I called you Alaska or something. I think I called you the wrong name. Whatever. Hawaii decided to stay ruled by democracy, I guess. I don't know. That's a weird way to put it, Drew. ruled by democracy? That's not right. Let's check over any sort of, no. Say no factions just yet. No factions joining, joining. And bam, we have our first declaration of war between Mexico and Arizona. So we'll have to see if California decides to also join in. Yes, they did. Oh, just a dick move there by Colorado. Okay, so they're forcing Arizona. Arizona is now going to fight two. They have to fight two fronts. And first of all, Mexico's good. Like, you don't want to... Hey, wait, what? Oh, California also declared... I thought that was on Mexico. I was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not just Colorado. It's definitely California, too. That's just messed up. You would think that that some of the socialist countries and fascist countries would work together, but they totally don't. The only ones that really work together are the states that stay democratic. They tend to kind of work together. Everyone just pretty much declared war on Arizona. Ah, poor Arizona. We'll have to see who takes most of this here. We've got Oklahoma declaring war on Colorado. Okay, so this is kind of the part where I was saying that I'm going to kind of lose my mind. Hey, California decided to take up the arms, though, it looks like. Oh, no, you guys just have a good opinion of each other. Okay, never mind. That's right. Until someone joins an actual faction, we don't have any established alliances. So that's something that I should take note of. Okay, so Missouri's declared war on the Kansas Empire. Oh my gosh, the West Coast just insane right now. Illinois versus Missouri. Idaho versus... I need to figure out the... Oh, who else did Mexico just declare war on? Oh, Guatemala. Why did you do that, Mexico? You just forced yourself into a two-front war, dude. What's going on with that? Looks like people are going after Illinois. Again, you'll see a lot of fascist countries go after fascist countries, socialist countries go after socialist countries. They don't care. They don't care at the beginning. Things will probably change, though. South Dakota and Iowa, we've got... Okay, yeah. I don't think I can keep up. We've got a civil war in Iberia. I can keep up with that. That's a little bit simpler. Mississippi and Tennessee. So, at the very beginning, because there are so many wars... Wow, that did not take long at all. You just totally destroyed Guatemala in like a month. Mexico's pretty powerful. Mexico is pretty powerful. So yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to have to look at things from like a macro perspective at the moment, look at things like from the big picture, but as we go further into the campaign, I will do more of the micro things, looking into the naval combat, the air combat, things like that. But right now, it's just so crazy, there's no point, because there's going to be a lot of peace deals and things like that. The AI tends to like... The AI doesn't necessarily take a lot of territory in the beginning. Oh, we have our first peace deal. El Salvador has declared war on Mexico. So Wisconsin took 3 states, and Indiana took 1 state, and then Illinois became a puppet. That did not take long, Illinois. So who is your... Who are you... Oh, right there, obviously. You are owned by... Can we stop? Republic of Indiana. Okay, there you go. Illinois declared war on Iowa. So yeah, I'm going to have to just kind of zoom out here and look at the big picture of things before I can... I mean, I could try to view some of the interesting combat. Oklahoma versus Kansas. I just don't want to miss something big picture. So like, if someone's more interested in what's happening here in the Midwest... Kansas doing well so far. Well, I mean, now you're fighting Oklahoma and Missouri, which is kind of a big mess. Whoops. So it's kind of funny because there are just so many declarations of war. If we go into like the current wars right now, the current war tab, like Hearts of Iron 4 was not built for this. EU4 was built for this. So it's going to be kind of unclear what's all happening. I'll try my best to kind of relay some of the information, but yeah, Hearts of Iron 4 was built for like 1 major war, 2 major wars that, you know, obviously bring in the entire globe. This is going to be chaos, though. It's kind of unclear, like, it doesn't even show us, like, who was the one that puppeted South Dakota. So, you know, I'll try to look into that so I can relay the message. But yeah, Hearts of Iron 4 was not built for this. But that's why this mod's so good, because, you know, Hearts of Iron is not actually vanilla. Hearts of Iron is not the best game to do AI only battles in, but with mods, it's terrific. When you force the AI to be aggressive, it's amazing. Okay, so Missouri just went just crazy, and then it puppeted Kansas. Wow. All right, so how is Missouri doing? They're at peace. They're fascist. Tennessee doing pretty well in northern Mississippi. We've got North Dakota going after the Montanan Empire. This is so cool. This is so awesome. All right, so how's this going? Somehow Arizona's still alive, even though they're fighting so many. Hey, I got to give it to Arizona. They're doing a pretty good job. Keep in mind, Mexico's fighting two fronts. They're still fighting El Salvador, which they should be able to defeat very soon. I mean, yeah, if we zoom in, El Salvador has 3 divisions. Hey, they're holding back, though, partly because they're located inside of hills. That's a good defensive terrain. Oklahoma declared war on the Missouri Empire. So yeah, I mean, if you're a state that, you know, you're leaning towards before you choose, I'm hoping that you guys haven't chosen yet. Wow, Missouri. Wow. If you're a state that you're leaning to choose is Democratic, they're going to be pretty chill in the very beginning. Like Texas is going to relax, but the Democratic states will more than likely form a faction and work together. And again, all they have to do is win a war, and they can force other states to change their ideology. So, you know, if Missouri were to go after Texas right now and Texas wins, then they can just say, they can, first of all, force Missouri to release all this territory and then change it all to democracy. So, it's kind of fun. It's kind of balanced in that sense, and I really like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So in the next one, we will definitely be slowing down a little bit. I want to get to Speed 5, have all these conflicts take place. We'll recap over the break or in the beginning of the next one, and then I'll go a little bit slower because this is so much chaos. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the series. If you did, it'd be awesome if you shared this with, I don't know, somebody from a different state, because I love the rivalries that take place in the comment section. You know, obviously there's some pretty big state rivalries. I'm a big college football fan. Not too many people know that, so I know that like there's some big rivalries between certain states and certain sports and things like that. Like I said, I'm from California, so I'm gonna be a little bit biased. You know, I'm hoping California, you know, my Socialist Republic of California defeats Republic of Texas. It'd be nice, and if we take control over all the Pacific, that would be pretty fun. But yeah, it'd be nice if you share it with some other people, so we get some fun interaction, I guess. But yes. So obviously we are in complete chaos right now. This should be a pretty fun thing to narrate from my side of things. I'm sure Cracklord is going to make an appearance pretty much every minute. So I'm excited for this series. Hope you guys are as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.